Good evening.
Good
Nice YouTube
evening.
people. Ian and Jane does the Edinburgh Fringe, day 11, fourth show actually of the day.
Mhm.
And this was my choice. This was
Called
called AI: Save Our Souls.
And interestingly, in the paper program, it's in musicals and opera section, but it says it's science and technology and immersive. But online, there's a little bit more info. So I'll read it from the online. Interactive science, hip hop programmer, love triangle with AI. Oh, yes, the musical that fuses diverse styles as a metaphor for AI's evolution. An immersive journey reflects a future where true connection is vital. A programmer, Steve, is hopelessly in love with Celeste. He is drawn into an experiment when his friend Asta proposes creating an AI. Soon their creation outgrows a funny toy, becoming a weapon in the wrong hands. A science-driven story exploring the bond between creator and creation, an amusing tool and an imperious threat, shaping the future and resisting new rules.
Well, right. I want to be positive first of all. I want to say what I liked about it. I liked the dancing. I thought the dancing was really good. I thought some of the setups was good. I mean, it looked interesting. The use of multimedia on screen, and the set itself.
Yeah, they had a very impressive sort of what was it, like a bank of lights
Of computer,
and computers,
it looked like computers and
they had
wires
and things,
yeah.
and that was good.
And actually the costumes were superb.
Yeah, and Celeste's costume
was amazing.
Was
yes,
fantastic.
It was.
And
when
I mean,
we're trying to be really positive here.
And the narrative was quite strong at the beginning. Because you had somebody who was obviously trying to create. They were nearly there, but they couldn't quite get it. They weren't sure what was going on. And then sort of, and he sang a song, because they did sing quite a lot of songs.
I mean, it's a musical, so it's a musical with not all of the narrative is in the songs. There are, they go through a number of songs, and there is a dance element to that as well. The problem with it is, for me, and I can only speak for myself, the story made no sense at all.
It was clear to start with, but then you got into the realms of powerful people getting involved. There was a guy that appeared on the screen, and we never saw him in person. There was a woman
but I'll be honest with you. Sorry.
Yeah, but they kept talking about voting for her, and she was actually in person.
But there was no build-up of characters at all. We didn't care about these characters, apart from actually Steve. I didn't know he was called Steve until I just reread this. But the main computer guy, I sort of, he was probably the strongest, apart from Celeste, the AI woman, who did look a bit like what's her face from Metropolis.
Oh,
I think she's probably meant to.
Yeah, Maria
from Metropolis.
Yeah.
But it just, the narrative just didn't work. I mean, they had some technical issues, which is nothing to do with our review at all. The microphones didn't work. They all had sort of little headset mics, and so at least two of them kept breaking down, and I think they gave up on the mics in the end, and they lowered the music, which was probably the right thing to do. That's got nothing to do with how I feel about the show. That's just a technical issue that they were having. But actually, I didn't really get any of it. And I am happy to say about the bit at the end. There is a bit at the end where a chap comes out dressed as a duck, and I have no idea what that meant.
Well, all we assume, I mean,
we shouldn't be assuming.
There was a plastic duck on Steve's desk. and he seemed to relate to this duck. But why the duck came back as a man dressed as a duck at the end, I don't know.
I think the failure is in the writing.
Um,
I think the writing.
I'm
I think it needs to be rewritten.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, I thought musically it was fine,
No,
although the songs weren't particularly stand out. I mean, what you've got to remember about seeing a musical is you've seen the songs for the first time.
yeah.
There needed to be. If you think of the songs that we saw in another musical we saw last week, you got the songs straight away. The
Mm,
songs came
mm,
across as being good. The songs here, and I think the cast were doing the best that they could with the material that they had. They weren't really strong enough, weren't the songs?
no. And it didn't help that some of the mics had gone off
Mm. I
as
don't.
well.
I wasn't. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't worried about that.
No,
That's just a
no.
technical thing
Yeah,
that happened.
yeah. Okay, fair
Luckily, we
enough,
were sat
fair
in the
enough,
front row and we could hear the
fair enough.
vocals. I suspect people in the back were probably struggling to hear what she
Mm,
was singing, but
mm,
she was doing the best she could.
mm,
The two singers actually, because there was two microphones right now,
mm,
two female singers were doing the best they could with a technology failure.
mm, mm.
And that's not what this is about, really. I think
Yeah,
fundamentally it's in the writing of the actual
yeah,
musical where the
yeah,
problems are with this.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, I know you felt the choreography was quite strong. It was, but I'm not sure why it was there sometimes
no, I agree
because
with
it,
you. I
it,
mean
it
that
interfered with some of
I think no, I think I
you
mean
didn't think
well because
that's
the
how
story is if I'm sorry to keep banging on about the story because the story is so weak, it didn't make any sense in the choreography. But actually, I was really enjoying those scenes, and as a cast dancing,
mm,
and some of those actors were not clearly not dancers.
mm, mm.
I thought they all did. The timing of the choreography was
Oh
good,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. I'm not
that was
questioning.
almost
Yeah.
some sort of light relief because probably about halfway through, I'd given up on the story because I had no idea what was
Mm,
going on,
mm.
and
But
you
the
know,
elements, the potential elements are there. They just, it just needs a bit more.
it needs more work.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and
yeah.
we're not experts in this, and
No, and we're not, and
we're not here
it's
to trash people's work either. The reality is that as he is now, my feeling is that he doesn't work very well.
um. We were conscious that a couple of people left.
Probably
Um.
about halfway through. It
Yeah.
wasn't particularly long. I mean, I
No,
don't
it's
know,
45 minutes.
45 minutes. It wasn't.
Mm, mm,
Um, now
mm.
we're assuming we're making an assumption there that they left because they weren't enjoying it, but they
We
might have.
don't know.
We don't know.
I mean, and also tonight was the first night,
Right.
so I think we have. We will. We take that on board. Um.
I mean, they have to set up very quickly. I
Yeah,
mean,
they do. They
there's a lot of
do.
technology involved in just
Mm,
headset mics.
mm, mm,
Everybody's got a headset mic on,
mm.
and and that. But that's like I've said 3 times now, probably.
Yeah.
That's not where the issues are.
No.
I mean, they'll sort that out.
Yeah,
But I think
and there will be.
fundamentally they need to do something about the structure of the
Yeah,
story
yeah. They
and
need.
make it so that people understand what's going on. Because
Yeah.
I mean,
It. Yeah, because it. You got that they were creating an AI,
mm,
um, who then got taken over, and used for bad purposes. That was the only thing you sort of gleaned. Um, but there were lots of bits that you weren't quite sure what was going on.
one of the strongest bits, apart from the dancing, was actually when Eva, the politician,
Mm.
um, did go into the audience and started talking to
Oh
audience members
yes,
because
yeah,
that was actually quite funny.
that was quite
It was
interesting.
quite entertaining, and she would ask people certain things, and depending on their answers,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
about AI. And actually, that it was only a few minutes, but actually that was a heightened point for me.
Mm.
I actually quite enjoyed
That
that. I
that
would have
was
liked
that
more of that sort of
that
stuff.
was different.
It was
Yeah,
different,
that was
you know.
different. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but
Mm.
sadly, it wasn't great for me.
No, no,
I
no,
was asked by one of the cast members at the end, and I said it
no.
wasn't for me, and it isn't for me as it is now. I think it needs
Mm.
you know. And if anybody goes to see it, I'd like to know other people's opinions. Whether we might be wrong, it might be brilliant, but we've seen enough musicals. And like I say, I know I don't know how hard it is to put a musical on, and I'm sure it's very difficult, but for me, it didn't work.
No, it didn't for me either.
Do
Sadly.
you want to say when it's on?
Yep. So it is on at Greenside, George Street in the Lime Studio. It is on at 7:45, 7:45 each evening. It's 45 minutes long. It started today, and it is on until Saturday the 16th. So it's a very short run, and it costs £12.
How many stars? It's a 2 from me.
Okay. I think in its present form, it's a 2 from me too.
Sadly,
Yeah.
Um,
But it does have a lot of potential.
I mean, actually, just one more thing I meant to say slightly earlier. It almost has like too many ideas in it. There's so much going on with all the multimedia and everything else going on that I almost needs to be simplified to some extent. What do you think? If it was a slightly simpler story that you could pick up on earlier, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I
don't know.
I have to say I don't know.
Really.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on that downer, apologies, but not everything you see at the Fringe is to everybody's taste.
No,
That's the whole
no.
point of the Fringe.
Yeah.
Everything's different. We will see you tomorrow. We've got another full day tomorrow.
Okay.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.